Hey guys, and welcome back to the Retail Rip Review. Halloween is here, so happy Halloween to all that partake in one way or another. And if you're a longtime fan of the channel, which I'm sure many of you are, you'll probably remember that we opened a Score Treat pack earlier in the year, I think back in August. So rather than double up on that, we decided to switch over to basketball and open up the 2024-25 Haunted Hoops that Panini released earlier. Once again, this has been out for a little bit here, but it is a little bit different than Score Treat, so I thought we would check it out. And because it is Halloween, I was looking for something even scarier to feature, and I was out in my backyard digging around, and you won't believe what I found, but welcome back to our old friend, the Collector's Edge. That's right, it's the football version of the Fairfield product that we opened on our repacks episode. What can we find in here? I don't know, but it's surely going to be bringing out the dead. So stay tuned for that. Let's check them out. So our football Collector's Edge is going to be similar to the baseball one in the sense that there's going to be loose cards and a sealed pack in here to my knowledge. Unlike the baseball one though, the football one actually has better odds, or so it claims. It says 1 in 4 contain a hit as opposed to 1 in 8 in the baseball. I've actually seen one of these football ones open before on another channel. Shout out to you, Paulie. And I believe he got a hit, and it was an older card. It wasn't like it was a parallel or anything. It just happened to be a card from an older set. I want to say 1979. So that kind of gives you an idea of what they might consider a hit. So it might not always be obvious. I mean, it might be an autograph, but it could also be something else. So if I missed something, please let me know in the comments. But let's go ahead and get into it and see what's in here. All right. Our sealed pack is going to be NFL and Upper Deck Football. This is the High Series. We're going to be looking for Find the Namath there. That's going to be exciting. Let's go ahead and check out our cards and see what we have here. All right. Like the baseball one, I'll try to pop up the sets as they come up. I'm not going to recognize them at all, so it's just going to kind of, maybe I'll just go for the brand here. Like these are Upper Deck, for example. And Vinny Testaverde, when he was on the Browns, I like that. It's kind of like a Stadium Club kind of shot there. And let's see here. We have Keeping Pace, Chad Johnson, or as some people know him, Chad Ochocinco. There's Steve McMichael. Oh, that's too bad. He just passed away recently, as I recall. I think he had ALS, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll put you up here, sir. Let's see here. Jesse Hester. Let's flip some of these boys around. There's Joe Horn, longtime Saints. As a Falcons fan, definitely remember seeing him a lot. Steve Broussard, speaking of the Falcons. There's a checklist card, Gary Garrison, Bruce Armstrong, Ricky Irvins. Let's see here, Patrick Robinson of the Bengals, kind of like that little holographic thing here. Very elaborate Bowman 94 all-rookie embossment up there. Okay, I'll put you up there. A little bit of thicker card too. Always interesting to see how the different cards look and feel. There's Derek Thomas, Hall of Famer linebacker for the Chiefs. One of my favorite players growing up. I was definitely always a Falcons fan, but there are always players that you kind of liked, on other teams, and Derek Thomas is one of those guys. He was an incredible defensive player. Died tragically, as I recall. Here's Quinn Early from he's in the Saints here, but it says it's on the Buffalo Bills, so maybe he was between teams at the time. Here's Dennis Brown. Let's see here, Super Bowl Superman, Ray Guy, punter for the Raiders. Ray Guy, for some reason, is like the only punter that I feel like people know, like historically speaking. I don't know why he was significant, but maybe was he drafted by the Raiders like in an earlier round? I'm not sure. Brian Mitchell, Irving Fryer. Oh yeah, we're seeing some of these early '90s Madden names here. Henry Ford, Odell Thurman. Henry Ellard, nothing crazy here. Mike Saxon, another punter. Always exciting. There's Steve Broussard again. Let's see here. Oh, we've got a couple of team cards here. We've got Rookie Premier, and it's the same card back to back. So, what can you expect? Let's flip some of these boys around. Okay, these are all flipped around. These are all Sage cards. Okay. Oh boy. All right, here, Corey Kiner. These are Sage, so these are some of the newer players here. Sage is definitely sets that I don't typically bother with because there's Isaiah Bond. You see some of the names, especially like even players from this year. So this must have been from a recent year, maybe last year. R.J. Harvey on the Broncos now. Will Johnson on the Cardinals, I believe. Yeah, so there's some players from this year. Woody Marks, next level. He's on the Texans now. Harold Fannin Jr. We pulled one of his cards in one of our Don Russ Elite videos, and Josh Williams. Pretty cool. Let's check out our 91 cards and see what we get. Maybe we can find the name it. Oh, let's see if I can get the cards open. That's the bigger question. Some of these foil packs, man, they're so hard to open. And I don't want to really go after it because I want to preserve the cards here. Let's see who we get. All right, start out with Martin Mayhew. Art Monk, awesome. I believe, is he a Hall of Famer? I think so. I'll have to double check that. Yeah, Cleveland Gary, Brent Jones, Andre Rison, team MVP for my Atlanta Falcons, very cool. I wouldn't say he was a boy. I was a little bit too young for him to be on my boys list, so to speak, but I definitely remember him growing up as far as like an all-time Falcons receiver. Some crazy off-the-field stuff too, as I recall. There's a kicker card, always like those. We have Tim Harris, here Aaron Wallace, Pepper Johnson, Steve Wallace, sorry. Ray Donaldson, and our last card is going to be Leslie O'Neal. So nothing crazy from what I saw there, but there was some fun names to check out. And unless I missed something, I don't think that any of these cards were considered a hit. Somebody let me know in the comments. Let's move on to our Haunted Hoops. Trick or treat! Let's go ahead and get into our Haunted Hoops cards so you guys can go ahead and start trick-or-treating. The only thing that's different between Haunted Hoops and Score Treat is the cards themselves are a little bit different. Unlike in Score Treat, where all of the cards were this base kind of orange pumpkin design, this orange color is actually a parallel on the Haunted Hoops here. You can see here, base Haunted Hoops orange. It's also a slime parallel and a hollow webs. You can find numbered versions of these too, these hollow versions of the bats, the hollow Trick or Treat, and the hollow sky. Those are numbered from 399 to 31. I think the Trick or Treats are numbered to 99. So from what I understand, unlike the Score Treat, you actually do stand a pretty decent chance of getting a numbered card in Haunted Hoops, at least like one per pack overall. Unlike the Score Treat, which we've seen has been pretty skunky. So I've learned my lesson before, and I'm not going to subject you to me opening these on camera. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, and we're back, and just to give you an idea of the destruction that comes along with that, not exactly the most fun thing to open, but you know. So like I mentioned, here's an example of the base card. It's just an NBA Hoops card, but it does have these little spider webs on it, so that's how you know it's kind of haunted. But you know, I kind of appreciate the fact that it does make the pumpkins a little bit more special to come across. We're gonna go ahead and take this kind of like a stack at a time here and just go through. Not going to pop up on every parallel or anything like that. That's going to take way too long. We'll stop if we see anything of interest. We'll be on the lookout for anything from like Wemby or any of the top names, and also any of our Hawks. We'd love to pull anything from our boy Risachet or Trae Young or Jalen Johnson, anybody like that. Let's see who we get. We have Sadiq Bey, and this is an example of the green slime parallel. This is Tyus Jones. Here we go. I'm not even going to start naming. I'm not going to name too many of these people because otherwise this is going to be naming names for the whole time. Here we have our pumpkin parallel first one. This is Jonathan Mogbo. Put those over here. We have another green slime here, Micic. Zubac on the pumpkins. All right, we've got a hollow bats here. Don't believe, yeah, this one doesn't seem like, oh no, it is numbered. Wow, can't believe it. This one is numbered 399, 262 out of 399. Terrence Mann when he was on the Hawks last year. Wow, to pull a numbered card out of a Haunted Hoops. I did think that it was possible. It seemed like it was, certainly more so than the Score Treat. But to get a Hawk, that's awesome, even if he's not on the Hawks anymore. Pretty cool. Speaking of Hawks, there's Bogdan. We'll move on from that. Paolo Banchero, Bobby Portis on the pumpkins. Here's the tribute card. This is the only insert, I believe, that's in the set, but this is kind of the design of it. Here we have a rookie. This is Jalen Wells on the tribute. Here we have Jackson Davis on the pumpkins. OG Anunoby on the slime. There's our boy, Onyeka Okongwu. We'll go ahead and, you know what, we'll put some Hawks up there. Why not? Dembana on the pumpkins. Oh, and there's our boy Risachet on the tribute card. Just the base tribute card. Well, the base haunted tribute card. We'll put that over there. Jaden Ivey on the slime. Taylor Hendricks on the pumpkins. Oops. Bruce Brown. See, there's a, oh yeah, I should mention that this is kind of an updated NBA hoop set. So it's based on the 2024 NBA hoop set. But if you notice, it has Luka on the cover of the NBA hoop set in his Mavericks uniform, but the Haunted Hoops has Luka in his Lakers uniform. So it's kind of an updated version of NBA hoops, and it does include some prospects from this year, but before they were drafted. So like VJ Edgecombe, who's now on the Sixers and is doing awesome. Right here, he's just kind of listed as a generic guard. So you do find prospects in here, so that's nice. Oh, wow, look at that. We have a hollow tribute with webs, and this is for Nikola Jokic, the Joker. Awesome. Man, this is not numbered, but it is a very cool looking card, actually. Didn't expect anything like that. Didn't realize that the parallels of the tribute, had the whole background kind of colored in like that. That's very cool. I feel like Jokic, definitely one of the favorites to win his MVP again. I believe this would be, is this his third or fourth MVP? I mean, if he wins, I just feel like he's got to be up there as far as the all-time greats. All right, I'm not going to go off on too many diatribes here. Let's get through these cards. Got Darius Garland on the pumpkins. Norm Powell on the slime. There's Brandon Miller on the pumpkins. Hoping for good things for him this year. There's Luka on the tribute. Yes, there he is in his Lakers. I'll go ahead and put you over here. Dylan Jones on the slime. Anthony Simons on the pumpkins. And Eric Gordon on pumpkins. All right, let's get through this last stack here. Cody Williams, Zach Collins on the pumpkins. Kevin Huerter. A lot of former Hawks I'm seeing pop up here. Kelly Olynyk. There he is. Jalen Johnson on the pumpkin parallel. Very nice. You know what? We'll go ahead and put you over here too. Man, see, ask and ye shall receive. Haunted Hoops, been so kind to us here. There's your KJ Simpson on the slime. Mo Wagner, sorry. Colin Sexton on the pumpkins. And there's another tribute parallel. This is Stephon Castle. Very cool with the pumpkin parallel. And obviously Stephon won Rookie of the Year this past year over our boy Risa Shea. Controversial, some might say. Probably not. But once again, that's cool. I do like that. I mentioned it in another video, but parallels with things with a lot of surface area is fun because it just really kind of lets the design come through. And what's more fun than a bunch of pumpkins? There's LeBron. Khalil Ware on the slime. Taurean Prince on the pumpkins. There's Steph Curry on the tribute. Trey Murphy on the pumpkins. There's Deron Holmes. I don't know why this one's a little bit different. He has like a pose as opposed to just an action shot. Maybe it's because it's his rookie card. I'm not sure. Well, I guess it's the slime. I don't know. Karis LeVert. There's LaMelo on the pumpkins. Kobe Buffkin, another Hawk, another former Hawk. Let's go ahead. We don't have any more stands up there, sir. You're not a Hawk anymore. We put you down. Cam Reddish on the slime. Jalen Wells on the pumpkins. Jalen Suggs. Naz Reid. Anthony Black. There we go, another of the tribute parallels here with Shea, MVP Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on the slime. So we got one of each, basically. We got a slime, a pumpkins, and a web. That's pretty cool. Do like the way that those look. Here we have Buzelis on the regular one. Eric Gordon, Pascal Siakam. Joel Embiid on the slime. And we're going to end with VJ Edgecombe on the prospect card. Oh, no, wait. That was on the bottom of my stack. I just picked it back up again. So there you have it. That's Haunted Hoops. Overall, I'd say not as scary as the score tree, to be honest with you, because I think these cards were a little bit more fun to look at and to go through. And the fact that, one per pack is a quote-unquote parallel, like the pumpkins, makes this a little bit more special when you see them as opposed to the score tree when you get so sick of seeing pumpkins. But to each their own as far as which sport you like to open the best. Thank you so much for watching this spooky episode. Well, not so spooky, but spooky themed episode of the Retail Rip Review. We're going to get back to baseball next time with something a little bit different. Hope everyone has a great time trick-or-treating. Thank you so much for watching.